Hey y'all, it's Michaela, and I'm here with another message on trusting God in the silence. I just have one question for your reflection. Have you ever felt like God's silence was louder than his voice? Because, honey, I'm in a season right now where it's like, God, what are you doing? Why are you not answering me? I can't hear you, Lord. But when we talk about trusting God in the silence, a powerful scripture comes to my mind, and that is Isaiah 40:31. It says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." When we talk about trusting God in the silence, we're not saying that God is absent. He's just silent. So we need to remember that sometimes silence can be strategic. It's like the calm before the breakthrough. Remember when Lazarus was sick and he ended up dying and he stayed in his tomb for 4 days? And Jesus waited to go heal him. That was a revelation that delay is not denial. And it is a call to remain in your faith, remain in trust in God, regardless of what your situation or circumstances is telling you. It's going to happen. God is a finisher, and he has a final say. So faith in the waiting is not about how big your faith is. It's about how long you can keep it. Can you hold on to your faith through the silent seasons? Hebrews 11:1 talks about faith being the substance of things hoped for. So faith is the gap between the promise and its fulfillment. It's the gap between where we were and where we're going, but we're not quite there yet. It's the wilderness season, the season where we should have the most faith because we're in the season of the unknown. We're in the season of the silence. So to increase your trust in God, one way that I learned was to, keep reminding myself of his past faithfulness, in his character. Trust God not because of our circumstances, but because of his character, but because of who he is, because of what he done for us in the past, because of how he brought us out of our miry pit before. So if he's done it before, he's a faithful God and he will do it again. Just like last month, I had a testimony on my page, if you want to go watch it. It was my last video of how I was got a 3-day notice, a 3-day eviction notice to pay my rent or move out. And I continued to have the faith. I said, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I trust you. I prayed, I worshiped, and in 24 hours, my rent was paid, okay? So it's just reflecting on the past victories that you've overcome, how you overcome that addiction, how you made it through the school, how you became a teen mom and still persevered through the hardship of that season, how you lost your close loved ones and you still have love for others. You know what I mean? So it's just, being still and knowing that he is God. His track record shows us his power and his love. Being still, that is coming from Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Another thing that I've done in this season of waiting, in a season of silence, is worship. Worship while you wait, okay? Worship is a way to invite God's presence into your silence. It shows that we trust him regardless of what we're going through. We trust him regardless of our circumstances. We trust him regardless of that eviction notice on our door. We trust him regardless of the repo letter coming in the mail. We trust him regardless of the health condition that, we were diagnosed with. We trust him. Why? Because God is greater. Paul and Silas was in prison and they worshiped and their chains were broken. Your praise is your protest against doubt. Your praise is what's going to increase your faith. Your praise is what's going to say, God, I'm in a situation right now where my life is in shambles, but I still trust you. I'll still praise you, not because of who I am, not because of what I can do, but because of who you are and what you've already done. I'm trusting you that what you've done, you can do it again. So I will praise you in advance. And just praising and just worshiping is our way of just showing God that we love him and we trust him. So we have to learn to have the faith that survives the 28 season. And when I talk about the 28 season, I'm talking about Matthew 15 verse 28, when the Canaanite woman persisted through silence and received a breakthrough. And that scripture reads, "Then Jesus said to her, 'Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted.' And her daughter was healed at that moment." So having faith isn't about what we think is going to happen. It's about trusting that we know that God is going to come through, not in our time, not how we want it to happen, but how he wants it to happen at his perfect time. So if you're waiting on that job, just know it's going to come through. If you're waiting on your bills, if you're waiting on your income to be enough for you to cover your bills, have faith, it will come through. If you're waiting for that medical diagnosis to change or the doctor to come through, have faith, it will come through, okay? God is a finisher. God will not let you down. God's silent actually might be a setup for a come up. Keep trusting and let your faith speak louder than your fears. Continue to show up, continue to serve, continue to have joy, not because of what you're going through, but because of who God is and how he's already brought you out. He's already brought you through, okay? So don't let your doubt push you to engage in activities that will sabotage your future, okay? Don't allow your doubt to bring you back to who you are trying to overcome. Don't let your doubt have you in a season of depression when our joy is in the Lord, okay? We must keep showing up. We must keep putting a smile on our face. We must keep being there for those that are called to be in our lives for us to shepherd. We must continue to push forward, push towards the mark where your help comes from, okay? Like I said, I'm going through a season where I don't hear God. I don't have a job. My bills is due. My bank account low. But what am I doing? I'm still showing up. I'm still giving encouragement. I'm still trusting God. I'm still applying for the jobs. I'm still pursuing the degree that he called me to pursue. I am still pushing forward. I am still trusting. Why? Because he got me over so many humps in my life. His track record will never fail me. So it doesn't matter who or what comes my way. No weapon formed shall prosper. Not against me, not against you, not against not one child of God. So continue to persevere. Continue to show up. Continue to be all who God is calling you to be. And watch the blessing unfold right in front of you. I thank you for listening. And if this message helped you, I just ask that you like, share, subscribe. And until next time, folks, trust in the Lord. He will renew your strength.